What's up everybody? Sean here with another Lift to Roll video. This is going to be just a video on what I do for my morning stretching routine. And I do this every morning. I stretch for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes every single morning. It's just something I've done my whole injury. I used to have somebody help me stretch, and then once I kind of got stronger, I was able to do it myself. It was kind of a little bit of a little workout too. Plus, it just got my blood flowing in the morning, so I started liking to do my stretching on my own. So it's just something I do every day. I tried to edit it down and cut it out as much as I could just to shorten the time, but I did want to show kind of how extensive I go every single day. And I'm stretching my legs, my hips, my whole core, muscles, stomach, back, and everything, as well as stretching my arms out, my elbows and stuff. I pretty much stretch my entire body during the morning. So this is the video, and if you guys want to check it out,
try to avoid any large movements at first. I actually don't like the pillow under my head if I'm laying flat because it helps keep my neck down and less pain. Whew. Sometimes I just gotta move around a little bit to work out that initial tightness, but my spasms are pretty bad right at this point. Okay. Okay. So my initial stretch, I'm just trying to loosen this hip up a little bit, kind of back and forth, up and down, and then trying to roll it out because my spasms constantly want to bring my legs together and cross. So I have to really roll my hips and stretch. Once it gets almost loose enough, I can go with the other arm. Try to pull this up. It's still really tight. Oh yeah, and I just started wearing these fun toes. But I think the toe separation actually helps my spasticity. Not shown right now. So once I get it sort of loose enough, I can hold it, push it down. And then at that point, I'll just let it rest for 4 to 5 minutes while I do arm stretches and stuff. So now after the 4 to 5 minutes stretch rest, I'll take that leg and slowly and then I will attempt to break my knee spasm like this. 3, usually 25 times each arm. And so this not only is breaking my spasms up and getting my legs looser, it's giving me a little bit of a workout in my arms, helping to get my blood flow in the morning, heart pumping. And then I put it down, stretch out again, and I'll switch over to the other arm, and I'll do the same thing. So now I'll do some more hip loosening. And then I'll do a second stretch with each leg, with the right first. Stretch my toes and heel or ankle. Okay, for the second stretch for the same leg, what I do is the first one I put on my leg and a little farther down. So for the second one, I do the inside of my leg, and I try to tuck it back as far as I can get it, so it really is a tighter stretch or better stretch in through my hips and stuff. This second round usually gets a little bit easier. The spasms are a little loosened up by now, so they break a little easier each time I do this, but still a lot of work. A little more hip stretch. So that's pretty much it for the right leg now. So I'll just kind of pop it down, let that spasm settle, slide it forward, let that spasm settle. And again, just slowly sliding it down, letting the spasm settle every few inches, just kind of like breaking my hip spasm. I get a lot of spasticity through my hips and thighs. They just want to cross constantly. So now we go into the other leg. And I tend to do both legs with my left arm because it's a stronger arm and my right shoulder is pretty strong. I'm just used to holding myself with this arm while I do stuff with the left, because my left is the more dominant, stronger arm. This one I kind of got to slowly pull up as it spasms and try to ride it out. See, that's why I like having socks on in the bed, is because if I get a spasm like that, my foot will dig into the bed, and with the sock it'll grip, but without a sock it'll just slip and kick straight out hard. So socks in bed. And that's about it. So basically once I get this leg here, I'll do the same thing. Try to pull back initially, get the hip loosened up forward and back. And with the other one loose, it's a little easier on this side. And then as that one loosens, don't forget the toes and ankle. This leg does not like to stay on top of the thigh. It just wants to push off every time. And do the same thing I did with the other leg over here, but I start with the left arm because it's the left leg. So it's 25 each leg or each arm. So do the same thing with this leg. The first one I try to keep on my thigh by my knee, but it just doesn't tend to want to stay up there. But it stayed for about half the time. So this time I do the same thing. I'll just tuck my leg up higher and on the inside. Try to just get like a slightly different stretch. Little deeper into here. Last set of 50, 25, 25. So once I finish all those stretches, I do both legs 2 times, 2 stretches, 25 breaks per arm. So it's basically 100 up and downs per each leg. And 100, like, I don't know if those are curls or what, but for each arm. So it's a good workout. My heart's definitely pumping a little bit more than it was when I woke up, for sure. So now after I do that, I will move my little blocker pillow and then also move my grounding sheet. I don't like the tube pulling that way. Weird about that. Okay, so I will Now what I do is slide over in the bed a bit Not gonna be able to keep my cover. So now I'm stretching my hips, my back, and I also try to, you can't tell I don't think in the camera angle, but I have my feet hanging off of the edge of the bed so that they're not stretched out. They're stretching my ankles out. They're just dangling off, so I'm not getting too much ankle drop. I try to avoid, that's why I do the stretches and stuff with the ankle as well. My stretching is definitely half stretching, half like blood flow workout warm up for the day. So I usually spend 15 minutes or so on my stomach, at least 10, usually average 15. Sometimes I'll do 20 to 30 if I'm just don't have much to do and I'll just lay on my stomach for a while, pass out for a second. So yeah, I just do one final hip stretch after I've rolled over. And I also, because today is my bowel day, I take off my socks first before I get out of the bed. It just makes it easier for me to transfer, even though these toe socks actually make it so I can transfer with the socks on. But since I'm going into the bathroom and then showering after, I'm just taking these off. Tossing them in the laundry. Okay. So yeah, I'll just kind of slowly let it go down again. Break the stretch or break the spasm a little bit more and more. And stretching really is very important. If you can't do it yourself, having your caregiver do it for you is super beneficial. You do not want to let your body tighten up to levels where you're stuck in certain positions, like you're stuck in the seated position or your knees won't bend out straight. Yeah, you definitely want to avoid all that stuff. So stretching from early on is good. But if you're doing outpatient physical therapy and all they're doing is stretching you, I'm sorry, but that's a waste of time. Tell them to teach your caregiver how to stretch you, do that every day on your own, and have them give you actual therapy. Just side note. These things really stay on the toes. So that is basically it for my stretching routine. Ooh. I do that every single morning. If I'm in a hurry, sometimes I'll kind of half-ass it and do, you know, like one full set, or just do like maybe 15 to 20 spasm breaks, or, you know, just do like 2 minutes for each leg. Like at rugby tournaments and stuff, when I have to get up really early, sometimes I will do that instead, you know, just do like a half stretch, which works for helping me get out of the bed and everything. But my spasms are still pretty strong, and like they definitely are still there and strong. So it's like they're milder than they would be with no stretch, but you know, it's a half-ass stretch. So. But it works. Or the hip, getting on my stomach, sometimes I'll do that for longer just to stretch the hips out, and then worry about stretch my back and this part of my hips out. But it's like outward hip motion, I'll just wait till I'm in the chair and like put something between my legs to spread my legs out to help get that stretch if I need to do something like that.
Alright everybody, thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys were able to take something from the stretching. If you know, like I said before, if you can't do it yourself, just make sure to have a caregiver, your aide or whatever, stretch you. It is super important, not only for just loosening up spasms and just making your day easier, that's one of the things I do it for, but also just keeping your body in good health and good. I mean, you don't want to be stuck in the seated position, or your arms not being able to stretch out, or just like there's so many little things that happen to quads and paras and everything just because you don't realize the damage you're doing to your body just by sitting and doing your everyday stuff, but not stretching and working out and doing some things like that. So there you go, guys. And also another quick shout out. My shirt right here is my friend is an artist, Tommy Hollenstein. He's a quadriplegic, been injured much longer than I have, been doing art for a long time. Does art galleries and art shows all over the country. Super talented dude. He also makes t-shirts and stuff. This is a Tommy art t-shirt. I think it says it right there. I got a couple of them, and yeah, he does all kinds of cool stuff and exhibits and just really cool, paints with his chair. Super talented. So just, yeah, quick shout out to my buddy Tommy. Alright, so that's about it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button down there below. If you like the video, definitely click that thumbs up. Give me the like. And like always, guys, live to roll. Let's get a fist bump. See you next time.